नामिने नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रष्टाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सकगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपदे गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसूते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ईश्वरा परम कृष्णा सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादिर गोविंदा सर्व कारण कारणम। हरे कृष्ण। By Lord Sri Krishna's causeless mercy, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita every day. So by Krishna's mercy, we are in the 10th chapter. We finished 41 slokas in the 10th chapter. So that means we are going to finish the 10th chapter today, which has got 42 slokas. This is titled as the opulence of the absolute. Of course, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna is the absolute person and his Vibhuti. So it is Vibhuti Yoga. Vibhuti Yoga. So we are now we are understanding about all about Krishna's opulence, and it is unlimited and it's beyond our comprehension. So Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we know that. And Krishna is expanding, Krishna is there everywhere, in everything. So we need to see Krishna everywhere. That is the main thing. So that way, we will not lose Krishna. If we are able to see Krishna everywhere, in everything, then we will not lose Krishna. And just with this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, we understand very, very clearly everything what we need in our life. Because of our attachments to material sense objects, we are forced to act helplessly by the three modes of material nature. Because of our ignorance, we are getting attached to material sense objects. So if we have the knowledge, then if we have the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, then we won't get ourselves attached to material sense objects. Rather, we will get attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. So that's why this studying, understanding this Bhagavad Gita is very, very important for us. This Bhagavad Gita knowledge is going to clear away all our misconceptions, all our ignorance, all our illusion. Everything will be gone just with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Then we know that this material world is temporary, this material world is miserable, and all the sense objects are temporary, and everything what we see, what we interact with this material world, everything is temporary, everything completely temporary. We don't belong to this world. This material body is not ours. This is just made up of the matter. That's it. This material body is just made up of what we are eating. That's it. Scientifically speaking, just what we eat, we go and we put the food in the plate and the prasadam we eat. When we eat, when it goes into our stomach and then it gets digested and then it gets into absorbed and all those things, all the fat, protein, carbohydrates, everything. Our body is made up of all these things, even the water, what we drink and everything. So it's just our body is made up of that only. So by Krishna's mercy, we understand, when we get this knowledge, we understand very well that we are not this body. We are the soul. So then Krishna is teaching us that in the 10th chapter, I am giving you this knowledge for your benefit because I like you so much, because you are dearer to me. Bhuya eva mahabhago shrunu me paramam vachaga. So you hear from me about the supreme words, paramam vachaga. Yatteham priyamanaya vakshyami hitakamyaya. I am giving that knowledge because you are so much dearer to me and it is for your benefit. And what is that knowledge Krishna is saying that? Krishna is saying that no one knows him. Name vidigu suraganaga prabhavam na magarisega. Aham adirgi devana magarisi nam cha sarvasaga. No one knows me. I am the beginning of everything. So that knowledge we understand very clearly in Bhagavad Gita, that no one knows about Krishna. Even in the 7th chapter we studied, Krishna said that I know the past, present and future, but no one knows about me. Mam tu veda na kaschana. Vedagam samatitani vartamanani charjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu veda na kaschana. But we don't know about Krishna, but Krishna is teaching us about himself. So if we study this Bhagavad Gita, if we understand this Bhagavad Gita and we know about Krishna from Bhagavad Gita, from what Krishna is teaching us, that is enough for us. So that's why we need to know Bhagavad Gita. Name vidigu suraganaga prabhavam namagarishega aham adrigi devana magarishinam cha sarvasaga. That is true. That is fact. But we are able to know from Bhagavad Gita that yomamajam anadim cha vetiloka mageswaram asammudaga samatyeshu sarva papaihi pramuchyate. So from Bhagavad Gita we know that Krishna is unborn. Krishna is unborn. Aja, Yomam Ajam. Krishna is Anadim. He has no beginning for himself. Yomam Ajam Anadim cha veti loka maheswaram. Krishna is the supreme controller of all the worlds. Yomam Ajam Anadim cha veti loka maheswaram asammudaga. So without any confusion, samartyesu sarva papaihi pramuchyate. So he is relieved, he is freed from all sins, all sinful reactions. Sarva papaihi pramuchyate. So that way everything comes from Krishna. Everything. In this way, everything, moving, non-moving, natatasti vinayatsyan, maya bhutam, charachara. So Krishna is saying that nothing else in this world can exist, both moving or non-moving, without me. So that way, Krishna is the source of everything. Buddhir jnanam asammoha kshama satyam damasamaha sukham dukkam bhava bhavo bhayam cha bhayam eva cha ahimsa samatha tustihi tapodanam yaso yasaga bhavanti bhava bhutanam mattayeva pratakvidaha. So everything comes from me only. Mattayeva pratakvidaha. Buddhir, intelligence. Jnanam, knowledge. Asammoha. Asammoha means not getting confused. So that's what asammoha. Buddhir, jnanam, asammoha. Kshama, forgiveness. Satyam, that is truthfulness. Kshama, satyam, dhamma, samaha. Dhamma, samaha means control of senses and control of mind. So, buddhir jnanam asammogaga, kshama satyam dhamma samaga, then sukham dukkham, that is happiness and distress, bhava bhavo, birth and death. Sukham dukkham bhava bhavo, bhayam cha, abhayam eva cha, fear and fearlessness, bhaya and abhaya. Ahimsa, ahimsa, then everything. Satya, so Krishna is saying that everything is coming from me only. That's what Krishna is saying there. So in the 10th chapter, sloka number 4 and 5. Ahimsa samata. Ahimsa samata tustis tapodanam yaso yasagam. So samata is equilibrium. So being equanimity, equilibrium. Samata. Tusti means satisfaction. Ahimsa samata tusti tapodanam yaso yasaga. Tapo, austerity, danam, charity, famous, fame and infame, everything. Yaso yasaga, bhavanti bhava bhutana mattayeva pratakvidagam. All these various qualities of the living entities, they are coming from me only. That's what Krishna is saying. But how we are going to get all these things, it all depends upon what kind of a person we are, whether we are a devotee or a demon, whether we believe in Krishna or we don't believe in Krishna, all those things. Because a devotee of Krishna will be fearless. Vitaraga bhaya krodha. Raga, free from attachment, fear and anger. Vitaraga bhaya krodha. Whereas a demons, all the time they will be in this way, abhaya. So abhaya means fearlessness. Bhaya means fear. So a devotee will be abhaya. So all these kinds of various qualities, various characteristics, everything is coming from Krishna only. We need to understand. Mahasya yaga saptapurve chatvaro manavastata madbhava manasa jata yesam lokaimaha prajaha. So the Maharishis, the 7 Maharishis, Saptapurve, in the beginning 7 Maharishis, and before them the 4 Kumaras. Maharishyaga Saptapurve, Chatvaro, Manavastata, then Manu. So all of them, they all came from me. That's what Krishna is saying. Maharishyaga Saptapurve, Chatvaro, Manavastata, Madbhava Manasa Jata, Esam Loka Ima Praja. So from them this world has been populated. That's what Esam Loka Ima Praja. We know that everything Krishna expanded him as Mahavishnu, that is Karanodakshay Vishnu. Then he himself, from the pores of Mahavishnu, there are so many universes, Jagadanda. So, Yasyai Kanisvachita Kala Matavalambya Jivanti Loma Vilaja Jagadandanatha Vishnu Mahansa Igayasya Kalaviseshu Govindamadi Purusham Tamakam Vajami. When Krishna, the Mahavishnu, when he exhales, so all these universes from his pores of his body, from the hairs, so it will all they expand everywhere, and then when again he inhales, everything goes inside. So that way, in each and every universe, that same Mahavishnu, that is Karnodakshaya Vishnu, he himself expands as Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. So then from him, each Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, there is Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, everyone is coming. So that way, we know that from Brahma created the Maharishis and these 4 Kumaras and Manu and everything. So that's why Krishna is saying that Maharsega Saptapurve Chatvaro Manavastata Madbhava Manasa Jata Esam Loka Imaga Praja. So everything comes into Krishna. Everything comes from Krishna. And also everything goes into Krishna. In the 9th chapter, in one shloka, we studied that Sarvabhutani Kauntaya Prakritim Yanti Mamikam Kalpakshe. When Kalpa finishes, that means when Brahma's day ends. So Kalpakshe, Sarvabhutani Kauntaya Prakritim Yanti Mamikam. Everything will enter into my nature. Prakritim Yanti Mamikam Kalpakshe. Punagastani Kalpadav Srijamikam. Again, in the beginning of the Kalpa, I create them again. So that way, Prabhavam, Pralayam, it happens. So everything is coming from Krishna, everything is going inside Krishna. That's what we need to understand. So that's why, Avyaktat Vyaktayaga Sarvaga Prabhavati Aharagame Ratri Agame Pralayante Tatraiva Vyakta Samjanake. So when Brahma's day starts, everything is created. When Brahma's night falls, everything is annihilated. So, Bhutagramaga Sayevayam Bhutva Praliyate Ratri Agame Avasaga Partha Prabhavati Agaragame. So, all these things we already studied in the 8th chapter. Krishna taught us. So, that way Krishna is the source of everything. Krishna creates everything. Krishna annihilates everything. Prabhavaga Pralayaga Stata. Etat yonini bhutani sarvaniti upatarya aham krishnasya jagattaga prabhavaga pralayaga stata. So Krishna is the creator, Krishna is also the destroyer. So everything is created and annihilated. That's what we need to understand. So that way Krishna is saying that. So that Maharshega Saptapurve, everything they come from me. That's what he says. Etam vibhutim yogam cha mamayo veti Tattvataga Savikalpena Yogena Yujjate Natra Samsayaga. So anyone who understands Yatan Vibhudim Yogam Cha Mamayo Veti Tattvataga. All this Vibhudim, all this everything, opulence, everything is coming from me only. So anyone who understands that, Veti, that means anyone who understands that, then Savikalpena yogena yujyate na atra samsega. So without any deviation, avikalpena, without any deviation, he will be always engaged in worshipping me. So there is no doubt about it. That's why savikalpena yogena yujyate na atra samsega. Na atra samsega means there is no doubt about it. So Krishna says this way, na atra samsega. In another place also, many places Krishna says that asamsayam, asamsayam. There is no doubt, no doubt. So na atra samsayam means there is no doubt also. Na atra samsayam. Instead of saying asamsayam, Krishna is saying samsayam. That means na samsayam. Na atra samsayam means there is no doubt. So in the 8th chapter also Krishna says that Antakalecha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram yaprayati sa madbhavam yati na asti atra samsayam. So na asti atra samsayam. So there is no doubt. So that way Krishna is saying that etan vibhutim yogam cha mamayo vetti tattvadagam savikalpena yogena yujyate na atra samse. So anyone who understands this, he will be engaged in my worship. There is no doubt about it. So then in the next sloka, in the 8th sloka, Krishna is saying that in the 10th chapter, Krishna says very clearly, very, very clearly, this sloka I have quoted many, many times in the past. Aham sarvasya prabhavo Mattaga sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddhaga bhava samanvitaga. I am the source of everything. Aham sarvasya prabhu. Mattaga sarvam pravartate. Mattaga sarvam pravartate. Everything emanates from me. I am the source of everything. Everything emanates from me. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattaga sarvam pravartate. Already Krishna taught us in the 7th chapter, mattaga parataram na anyat kinchit asti dhananjaya. There is nothing else which is superior to me. So that way Krishna is saying here in the 10th chapter, in the 8th sloka, Krishna is saying that aham sarvasya prabhavo mattaga sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddhaha bhava samanvitaga. Anyone who knows this, anyone who understands this, he will worship me with great details, great attention. There is no doubt about it. Buddha bhava samanvitaga. Buddha bhava samanvitaga. So he will worship me. There is no doubt about it. So that way, Krishna is the supreme personality of God. That's what we are understanding from Bhagavad Gita. So if we understand all these things, if we get all this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, when we understand without any doubt that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, so then all the time we will be connected with Krishna. We will be engaged in serving Krishna, remembering Krishna, doing everything for Krishna, because Krishna is the ultimate. Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. In this world, everything else is temporary. Everything is temporary in this world. Everything. Even if we live up to 100 years without any problems, without any issues, still if we die, what is the use of that life? So it doesn't matter whether a person dies at a young age or at an old age. Death is death. We are going to lose everything. Everything in this material world is temporary. Everything. In another, even if somebody lives for 110, 120 years, just or 125, some very rare, even if we assume that, we can guarantee that in another 130 or even say, let's say 150 years, no one is going to be here. Or whoever is there. So 100 years, let us put 100 years. It's very rare. After 100, even people living up to 100 years also is very, 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 very rare. Because the average life varies, maybe 70, 80, 75. It's all ranges around that. There is 7 or 8 decades. That's it. So then afterwards, if any person lives after 80 or 90, even if a person gets into 90 also, then the life itself becomes very, very difficult. And we cannot move around, the senses become very weak. So all such problems are there. So that way, we know that we are so much attached to this material world. We are thinking this guy is great, that person is great, and all these things, and we are getting attached to material sense objects, and we do so many things in this material world, thinking that this is permanent. But nobody in 100 years from now, it is 2020. What about 2120? We are in 2020, 2020. The year 2020, which is just going to finish, and people will celebrate the new year. They say Happy New Year 2021. What about 2120 when it comes? That's it. Totally there will be a new things, but who knows? Maybe we again take birth, we again come here and again celebrate all these things. And we will again celebrate birthday, everything. It's so funny. Like person celebrating birthday, every time you take birth and again you keep celebrating birthday. Huh? That's not fun at all. So we need to understand. We need to get this knowledge. We need to understand. It's very important. We need to. It's so foolish. Not only it's funny. It's so foolish that without knowing that we are the soul and identifying ourselves with the body, we are trying to get ourselves attached to everything in this material world. So that way Krishna is saying that my devotees, they don't do that. Those who understand, those who know that I am the source of everything. Itimatva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitar. So for them, machitta matgata prana bodhayam taga parasparam kadayam taschamam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. So always thinking about me, machitta, dedicating their lives unto me, madgata prana. Bodhayam taga parasparam kadayam tascha mam nityam. So they themselves converse with each other about myself. Kadayam tascha mam, about me. Kadayam tascha, they'll be talking, instructing. Bodhayam taga parasparam kadayam tascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. That way they will derive great satisfaction and bliss. If you see two devotees, Krishna's devotees, they meet each other. If you notice, they will be talking only about Krishna only, nothing else. Only about Krishna. They will relish about Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's everything about Krishna only they will be talking. But if two non-devotees they meet each other, they will talk about all kinds of useless things. Everything is useless. There is no point in talking about the news every day morning, what is happening in the world, what happened in the news, which city, what happened, this and that, and what happened to this game or this cricket and this match and who won, and all those things, or which movie they are releasing. All those things are all totally useless. And another thing is that they are all brainwashing. The media is brainwashing. So that way, we are already, by identifying ourselves with our body, we are fools. We become fools. And then with all these things, all this media, news and everything outside, everywhere, they will again take care of our brain. So that way we will be completely screwed. We are totally, our life will become completely useless. But the devotees, they don't do that. The devotees, when they meet each other, they only talk about Krishna. They only think about Krishna. So that way, Krishna is saying that Machitta Madgata Prana Bodhayantaga Parasparam Kadayantascha Man Nityam Tushyanti Cha Ramanti. So for such devotees, Krishna is saying that Tesam Evanu Kampartha Aham Ajnanajam Tamaga Nasayami Atma Bhavasto Jnana Deepena Bhasvataga. So to show my special mercy to my devotees, I destroy the darkness of ignorance by the shining lamp of knowledge. So that's what Krishna does for the devotees. So when Krishna said all these things in the 10th chapter, so Krishna started teaching, answering Arjuna's question from the 8th chapter, 2nd sloka. So at the time of death, how one can remember you? That's what Arjuna asked. Kim tat brahma, kim madhyatma, kim karma purusottama, adibhutam cha kim proktam, adidevam kim muchyate, adiyajnaka katham kotram degesmin madhusudana, prayana kale cha katham nyayusi niyatatma. For all the questions in the next one sloka, Krishna answered the next two slokas. But the last question, prayana kale, at the time of death, how one can remember you? Krishna is answering in this 71 slokas, the remaining 26 slokas in the 8th chapter. And then 34 slokas in the 9th chapter, and then another 11 slokas in the 10th chapter, 71 slokas. So this 11th sloka, 9th chapter, 11th sloka, that is 71st answer, 71st sloka, when Krishna is answering Arjuna's question, Krishna is simply saying that to my devotees, to show my special mercy, I destroy the darkness of ignorance by the shining lamp of knowledge. So then Arjuna started talking. Arjuna was telling Krishna that Param Brahma Param Dhamma Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Sasvatam Divyam Adidevam Majam Vibhum Aguguswam Risayagas Sarve Deva Rishinaradas Tata Asito Devalo Vyasaga Swayam Chaiva Bravisi Me. So you are the Param Brahma, you are the Parandama, you are the purest, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan, you are the divine person, Purusham, Saswatam, Divyam, you are the Divyam, Saswatam. All such things he said. And I have already heard about you from Asito, Devalo, Vyasa, everyone. And now you yourself are telling me. I completely accept Krishna, whatever you said, that it is true that no one can know you other than you yourself. Even the demigods or Danavas, demons, no one can know you. Sarvametatrutam manye yanmam vadasi kesava nagite bhagavan vyaktim vidudevaga nadanavaka. So Arjuna is telling this. Arjuna is saying that I completely agree. No one knows about you. So please tell me about yourself. That is the point he is bringing. So before he asks his question, so Arjuna is telling Krishna everything. I completely believe, I completely accept. No one knows about you. You only know about yourself. So that's why you please tell me more about yourself. See how nicely Arjuna asked such questions and got the so much of answers from Krishna, so that we are knowing about Krishna even more. If Arjuna didn't ask this question, we will not know about Krishna's opulence. So Swayam Yevatmanatmanam Vetatvam Purushottama. Swayam Yevatmanatmanam Vetatvam Purushottama. Kesu Kesu Cha Bhavosi Chintyosi Bhagavan Maya. So that's what he is asking. So in the 10th chapter, so Arjuna is asking in the sloka number 15. Yeah, Bhuta Bhavana Bhuta. Swayam Yevatmanatmanam Vetatvam Purushottama Bhuta Bhavana Bhutesha Devadeva Jagatpate. So you are the source of all beings, and you are the Lord of Lords, and you are the Lord of the universe. Deva Deva Jagatpade Bhuta Bhavana Bhutesa. So you only know about yourself. Swayam Yevatmanatmanam Vetatvam Purushottama. That's what Arjuna is asking. Next he is saying that Vaktumargasi Asesena Divyagi Atma Vibhudayaga Yabi Vibhudi Bigi Lokani Mam Swam Vyapyatistasi. I want to know fully about you. Vyaktumargasi Asesena Divyagi Atma Vibhudaya. So, what all various forms you have pervaded in this universe? So, you tell me about more. Vyabir Vibhudibir Lokan Imam Swam Vyapyatistasi. Vistarenatmano Yog. Katham, then in the next sloka, in the 17th sloka, Katham Vidyam Aham Yogim Tvam Sada Parichintayan Kesu Kesu Cha Bhavesu Chintyosi Bhagavan Maya. Katham Vidya Aham Yogim Tvam Sada Parichintayan. Oh Yogi, Arjuna is addressing Krishna as Yogi. Oh Yogi, Katham Vidya Aham Yogi Tvam Sada Parichintayan. How I can constantly think about you. Tvam Sada Parichintayan. Kesu Kesu Cha Bhavesu Chintyosi Bhagavan Maya. Oh Bhagavan. Oh Yogi, how I can constantly think about you, think of you. Oh Bhagavan, in what various forms I can think about you. Kesu Kesu Cha Bhavesu Chintyosi Bhagavan Maya. Vistarenatmano yogo vibhudim cha janardana bhuyaga kataya triptirhi sunvato nasti meyamirtham. So I want to know more about you completely in detail. Vistarenatmano yogam vibhudim cha janardana. I want to know all your vibhuti, all your opulence. Because to hear that again and again, so nothing else is nectar for me. Bhuyaga kataya triptirhi sunvato nasti meyamirtham. This is what Arjuna said. Then Krishna started teaching. So in the next, that's what we studied in the 10th chapter. So in the sloka number 18, Krishna is Arjuna finished, and the sloka number 19. So 19 to 42. So that's what Krishna is teaching here. So basically 24 slokas Krishna is now answering in the 9th chapter. So that we already studied. Krishna started saying that my opulence is unlimited. I will tell you the most prominent ones. Kantate pravakshyami divyaya atma vibhudaiga pradhanyataga kurusresto nastyanto vistarasyami. There is no end. So then Krishna told all his opulence, I am Atma, I am Vishnu, I am Brahma, I am Shiva, I am Rama, I am everything I am. That's what Krishna said. So Krishna is everything. So without Krishna, there is nothing. So that way, if we just worship Krishna, if we pray to Krishna, if we please Krishna, everyone is satisfied. So that knowledge we are very, very clearly getting in this Bhagavad Gita. So then Krishna said, Nantosti mama divyana vibhutina parantapa esadute sataka proto vibhute vistaro maya. There is no end to my divine manifestations. Nantosti mama divyana vibhutina parantapa. Whatever I have told you, they are just examples. That's what esadute sataka proto vibhute vistaro maya. Then in this sloka we studied, Krishna said that Yadyad vibhuti matsatvam simadurjitam yeva va taddadeva vakachatvam mama tejamsa sambhavam. So whatever which is going to come also in future, you understand that they are going to, they are coming from me only. They are the spark of my splendor. That's what Krishna is saying. Just understand they are just merely a spark of my splendor. So now, in the last sloka in the 10th chapter, the sloka number 42, Krishna is saying that, Atava bahunaitena kim jnatena tavarjuna vishtabhyagam idam kritsnam yekam sena stito jagat. Atava bahunaitena kim jnatena tavarjuna. O Arjuna, what need is there for you to understand all these opulences? Bahunaitena, kimnyatena tavarjuna. So what need? Kim means what? What need is there for you to understand all these opulences? Because my opulence is unlimited. So just understand that I am the source of everything. That's it. There is no need for us to individually understand Krishna's opulence. Krishna is unlimited because we cannot even list them. It is everything is Krishna. This universe is so huge, it's beyond our comprehension. So I was reading on news that they found out that the earth is our solar system, our earth is about 2700 some 27,000 light years, something like that. So the light years from the center of the Milky Way galaxy. So there is light year itself is so huge. That is so huge in terms of time. So that way, this universe, our Milky Way galaxy itself is so huge. It's so huge. It's beyond our imagination. So in terms of the distance, like that, there are billions of galaxies are there. In our Milky Way galaxy itself, there are billions of suns are there, billions of solar systems are there. Like the moon revolves around the earth, and earth along with the moon, it goes around the sun, and the sun and the moon and the earth, moon and all other planets of our sun solar system, it's going around the galaxy, around the center of the Milky Way galaxy. It's going, and then the entire galaxies itself are going. So it's all huge. But Krishna is saying that just with a single fragment of my energy, I pervade this entire universe. Vishtabhyagam idam kritsnam ekam sena sthito jagat. Vishtabhyagam idam kritsnam ekamsa. Ekamsa means just one amsa, a single fragment of my energy. I pervade this entire universe. So that way we need to understand that Krishna is ultimate. Krishna is a supreme personality of Godhead. And he graciously, he came here. Mercifully, Krishna, out of his causeless mercy, he came to this earth. He came here and he gave this knowledge. And he is there with us. Inside our heart as a super soul. Krishna is there. So we need to realize that. We need to realize that, understand that, and then worship Krishna. That way, by Krishna's causeless mercy, we will be able to go to Krishna's abode, Goloka. And we will not be suffering, we will not be taking this material body again. So that way, it's a great opportunity what we have got. By Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully finished the 10th chapter. Now we are going to enjoy Krishna's Viswarupa. Of course, it's very, very fearful. So enjoy means we are going to understand how Krishna's Viswarupa, universal form. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we have finished the 10th chapter today. Hare Krishna. I will stop now and we'll discuss if any questions are there. Hare Krishna. I know I took a little bit longer time. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guruji.